Alright, guys, we are here with Ferrets. Say hello, Ferrets.
Actually, my name is Picasso.
Picasso? Oh, God. Alright, yes, we do have one of Ada's lovely artworks. We will be totally auctioning it off on eBay, and I'm suspecting it's going to go for thousands of dollars. What do you think? Just joking. We're not auctioning it off, don't worry, guys.
We could turn it into a like an NFT and I'll sell for a few bucks.
Maybe we should put it as the thumbnail. What do you think? Thumbnail for the video and put Hater's masterpiece. You reckon he'll get pissed about that?
I mean, he's in a retirement. Why would he actually care?
We'll see. Anyway, guys, let's jump into the video. All digs aside, obviously there's a very checkered history between him and me and Hater. He was the one that got me banned from the Star Citizen to Reddit. But let's jump into it, because we do have some information, and then we have a lot of theory crafting coming out of leaks, and it's not like leaks has ever been wrong about shit. But anyway, we'll get to that. So, some of the information we can verify, some of it we can prove. Some of it is them just saying, trust us, we know, we've seen stuff, but we're not going to show you the proof. So when we go through and we talk about these ships, we will let you know exactly what proof we have to back up our claims. Right? We'll let you know what's theory crafting, we'll let you know what is real. So, let's jump into it. The first ship that we have is the Cutter. Right, now, we do have proof of this ship existing. It is going to be at the expo. Is this photo of it in the holographic room? Do you know, Fez, or if that's on the show floor?
No idea.
Right.
I've heard people say on the show floor, but
right. I haven't been able to get into the expo to see, because every time I go to load in, it crashes on me. So I was actually going in to check for this exact same thing, but yeah. So we do know it is at the very least at the expo, and it is a real ship. Now, let's jump into the idea of talking about the Cutter and what we think it is. Because a lot of people are going around saying that the Cutter is going to be a ship that cuts up when it comes to salvage. And it might be that. In fact, that's what I first thought when I heard the term Cutter, was that this was going to be a ship that's used for cutting and salvaging. But my co-host here, Ferrets, had a very interesting argument for the Cutter. So, this is a maritime view of what a cutter is. Let me read it out. In frequent modern usage, the cutter is a small or medium-sized vessel whose occupants exercise official authority. Example, a harbor's pilot's cutter, and cutters are the US Coast Guard or the UK Border Agency. Also, a cutter is sometimes referred to as a small boat serving a large boat to ferry passengers or light stores between large boats and the shore. This type of cutter may be powered by oars, sail, or motor. Right, so that was the maritime view on cutter. Ferrets actually had a good argument. He said it might actually be a small boat that is used to transfer small amounts of cargo or passengers.
Or data.
Or data, yeah. To be honest, that's actually pretty much on point with what this is saying. Or it could be used as a way of exercising official authority. So, for example, it might be, like a patrol boat, for example. And I could definitely see that as well. Look, the salvaging and cutting up ships and stuff, yes, it definitely could be that as well. But between you and me, I don't know if we would have the cutter on the show floor, presuming it's there, if that sort of stuff is probably at least 6 or 12 months away.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking you're probably going to be right, and Ferrets, do a screenshot. You're probably going to be right, but I think it's more likely to be a small to medium-sized boat who exercise authority from the border patrol. So I think it's going to be like a patrol ship.
So I have a question. How do I screenshot audio.
I'll give you the audio example if you like me saying you were right. But yeah, it definitely could be what you're saying with the cargo and the data running, or I think it's also probably more likely to be like a patrol ship, which would be interesting because it's supposedly Drake. So
Maybe
yeah.
maybe a Drake is trying to go of official.
Well, they are leading the expo this year, right?
Hmm.
So maybe that was sort of the deal is, look, make us go official, make us go like a part of the expo. And then we'll go through and we'll start focusing more on police matters instead of criminal matters. Although that said, let's face it, criminals are still going to need patrol boats. And this could be something that, for example, might be used in Pyro, for example. This might be a ship that is going around the space station and is a patrol or a pirate police boat for the Pyro system. You know, just because it's like a UK Coast Guard or border agency doesn't necessarily mean it's law-abiding. It could be a pirate. Pirates have border patrol agencies too. So it could be just still Drake being Drake. But yeah, it's one of those. I think it's one of those three options: cargo, data running, border patrol, or large boat or cutting up ships and doing salvage. I don't think it's the third one. I don't necessarily think it's cargo because we already have a lot of those ships already. I think it's more likely to be actually border patrol and security protection, but like some small to medium sized gunboat that's sort of like big guns and yeah. Ferrets is already drilling, I presume, over the sounds of this.
I do like big guns.
Yeah. All right. So that's the cutter. Look, obviously, what we know for sure is the image. What we're guessing is obviously its purpose. Me personally, I'm thinking patrol for border patrol and security. What are your thoughts, Fez? Do you think passenger ferry or data, or do you think cutting up ships?
Light up cargo, data running,
Yep.
maybe passenger, but
Yep.
I
Not
kind
cutting
of
up.
doubt
No.
it.
All right, we'll see who's right, and we'll go from there. Okay, so that's the cutter. The next one is we have Hader's masterpiece, which is supposedly the RSI Galaxy, as you can probably not tell from this. Grade 3 finger paintings aside, yeah, there's not a lot we can go. So they actually have a photo or a video or a screenshot of the Galaxy, right?
From
Allegedly.
what I was told,
Yeah.
was somebody has pictures of the concept art of the ship that they used to create the concept of the ship. So
this finger painting was done from Hader's interpretation of what he saw from the image, right?
yes, that is what we are led to believe.
But they won't show us the image.
Right.
But they'll show us a interpretation of said image.
Right.
Which begs the question is, why don't you just show us the friggin' image?
Because they need to have something to dangle in front of our noses so they can still
they're
be
full of it.
called leaks.
Well, they're full of it. Anyway,
So,
we do have some information that's come out. Now, this is also very, very... yeah. Moving along. Alright, so the first thing, obviously, is they're going through and... let me bring it up on my screen. So the first thing they come up is they're saying is that the RSI's large version of the constellation is made modern. So modularity allows for a choice of roles with a focus on industry over combat. Multi-crew weapons and shields ensure safety in hazardous situations. Modules include weapon, refueling, medical, transport, and will expand in the future. So this is them presuming what they're saying for the Galaxy is right. This is CIG going back to modularity, which people were saying a few weeks ago or a few months ago that CIG were going away from modularity. So, yeah. Look, at the end of the day, is he right? Something larger than the constellation sort of has me a little bit concerned about the deviousness of the information. Like the constellation's a pretty big ship, man.
Yeah, but from what they were just describing it, it's going to be a large ship, so around the size of a Carrack or a little bit smaller than a Polaris.
Yeah, so I was going to say the Carrack is not much bigger than a constellation, but regardless. The second image here is the ship can the ship can be described as an industrial Pisces with heavy constellation influences around the Carrack size. CIG built a non-Carrack killer challenge. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay, maybe, yeah. Third thing is in development, purely not concept. Okay, that's a big claim. And the fourth thing is they've gone through and they've said is that it is additionally the ship models take up enough space to which 512 SCUs is how much cargo expands with the cargo modules. The Galaxy is confirmed on the map for this expo this year. This is the third ship. Right, and do we have a shot of it being on the map? By any chance?
The third ship?
The Galaxy.
No.
No. Right.
We have literally nothing on it.
Look, at the end of the day, look, I'm not saying that the Galaxy isn't real. I am very devious when it comes to them going through and saying, hey, we've got a screenshot or a photo of it or a concept art shot of it, but we're not going to show you, but here's our lovely finger painting of it. That to me is a little bit concerning. Look, it's entirely possible that they are true. It sounds like it'd be a nice ship. It sounds very much similar to what we were saying when we were saying that there were ships that were being built on the roadmap that were for 40 and 50 weeks or 50 and 60 weeks, whatever it was. There's a few videos ago. So at the end of the day, it's entirely possible that this thing is actually real. I would suspect it's real. I would love CIG to focus more on modularity. But yeah, it's just, a part of me is just like, okay, you've got the screenshot, but you're not releasing it because of reasons. But hey, here's our finger painting. Yeah. Anybody can claim they've got this is a finger painting of a concept art. I could draw one in PowerPoint right now, and I could make all sorts of claims, right? What are your thoughts on the Galaxy, Fez?
If it's real, it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, sounds like a good ship if it's real. And that's the big thing, right? If it's real. Look, chances are they're not wrong. Chances are there is probably something along those lines. It would make sense to me. Like I said, I'm a little bit devious when it comes to, like, hey, here's our finger painting of it, But anyway, third ship is the Medical Pisces. So we have actually talked about this in the past, so just recapping on this quickly. Basically, it's the Pisces that has a medical bed in it. This is going to be a ship that's very similar to an ambulance. My understanding is that you rock up, you grab someone, you throw them in the med bed, you secure them or you fix them as much as you can to stabilize them and then take them to hospital. It's going to be very much the sort of the answer to the Cutlass Red. So this is going to be the Pisces version of it. Look, the Pisces is a great ship. It moves. It is. I've got a mate who just brought Star Citizen just recently, and he brought the Pisces variant, and he was in a dogfight in the thing. And don't get me wrong, it's a bit of a paper mache when it comes to dogfighting if it gets hit, but he was still able to take out someone in a Cutlass with it. Now he's obviously done a lot of dogfighting and experience and stuff. But he said, he was more maneuverable than this Cutlass, and that's how he was able to avoid being hit by it. Was just keep moving around and just circling around it, and he was able to take out the Cutlass. So at the end of the day, a medical version is entirely possible. In fact, I think it's a reality. I think we've actually seen a screenshot of it in the trailer even. So we know it's real. And it does make sense because obviously at the end of the day, this is what you want. Something to fly in, grab someone, stabilize them, fly out, and then take them to hospital. Any thoughts on the medical Pisces, Fez, before we go into the fourth one, which is the Argo MCV?
No other ship for me to commit the war crimes in.
And the fourth ship actually, is the Argo MCV. Now, we do know this exists as well because we do have a audio file. We're going to go through and we're going to play that for you right now. So, here it is.
The MCV is great if you're looking to start up a business. But I think it'd be a solid choice, even if you were looking to find a new hobby. Imagine having one of these in the hangar and being able to take it out and tinker whenever you feel like it.
So let me replay that for a start, because there's a few things here I want to talk about.
The MCV is great if you're looking to start up a business.
So the MCV is great if you're looking to start up a business. Right? First thing.
But I think it'd be a solid choice, even if you were looking to find a new hobby.
Looking to find a new hobby.
Imagine having one of these in the hangar and being able to take it out and tinker whenever you feel like it.
Take this in a hangar, take this out and tinker with it whenever you feel like it. Do you think this is a crafting ship?
It sounds like it.
Because he says, take it out and tinker with it. Crafting, that's crafting sort of stuff. Have one in the hangar. Starting a new business. Or what was the second one he said? Something about a new hobby. It sounds like it might be a sort of crafting ship. So maybe a multiple crafting vehicle? Maybe that's what the MCV stands for?
Yeah.
That to me sounds interesting. Yeah. What are your thoughts? What do you think of the MCV?
I do like the sounds of it.
It's definitely interesting. Like if I go to just do a quick Google search for MCV Tiberian Sun. So MCV in Tiberian Sun was listed as a mobile construction vehicle. So maybe like a small construction vehicle? Maybe this is the start of maybe base building, maybe? I think it could go either way. Possibly maybe going out and building a very small base, maybe building a Habs or something like that, or maybe, which I think is more likely, is it's a crafting ship. We have heard rumors of the MCV of a crafting ship coming. But there's nothing on MCV development for what is here. So, oops. MCV concept lifts. Cannot divulge my source. Okay. Oh. We have this first. Could be gospel, could be bullshit. I will put it on the screen for you guys.
Looks like a giant cookie.
What do you think?
Say abandoned ship concept.
As of 2018 though.
Yeah, and doesn't really match any design style of any ships that we have right now. I really don't know.
Someone says here on Reddit, CIG actually showed this thing once as a ship they did when trying to figure out the style for the Argo. But it was shown a few years later when they were talking about something else, if I remember right. Fake news, but at least it was honest enough to leave CIG's remarks out of the bottom left corner. It was from a very old ATV ISC episode. He thinks that's the MCV. Obviously, like I say, that's his interpretation of it. Alright. So, apart from that, is there anything else we want to talk about, or?
No, I don't think so.
Alright, out of the ships, what are you most interested in? We got possibly the MCV, the Galaxy. Is it the Galaxy?
Mm-hmm.
And the Cutter, and the Pisces.
Obviously, I am curious about the Galaxy.
And the Cutter as well. It might be. Oh, it's going to be a big year. Yeah.
I am curious about what the Cutter's gonna be, though.
I'm not necessarily too interested in the Pisces. Don't get me wrong. I love the fact that they're putting medical gameplay in. It's just not my thing. The Cutter I'm interested in, the Galaxy I'm interested in, and the MCV I'm interested in. So we'll see. But the MCV is Argo, from what we're understanding. The Galaxy is RSI, and the Cutter is Drake. So unless that Drake Cutter is the thing that we saw in that screenshot where it was coming down through the roof, but I'm going back to the old image that it doesn't look like it's a Drake ship. It looks more MISC. So yeah, I have no idea. Yeah. But anyway, all right. Anything you want to add before we wrap this up?
Well, we now might have an idea what the Galaxy might look like, or a rough idea.
Should you want to send it to us and we'll talk about that before wrapping up?
Someone, I don't know where they got this or if they made it, but
hey, it's more credible than finger paintings. Alright guys, so it actually, I tell you what, if this is RSI, it's actually looking really nice.
Well, it is RSI because you could tell by the like engines at the profile and to the back.
Yep. And it looks like it's got struts too.
Yeah, and the specifications said that it had 3 size 5 turrets. So having 2 turrets on each side and 1 on the top definitely does fit the bill.
Mm. Alright guys, let us know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Obviously, look, if this is the RSI Galaxy, I'm interested. I want to see what the cutter and the MSV is. MCV. But at the end of the day, yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Obviously, at the end of the day, guys, we will be going through and obviously covering the expo as it happens. But yeah. Oh, we do have more leaks when it comes to Avocado playtest.
We do?
Yeah. Nothing really. It's just the spirit is in there, which we already knew.
The spirit is in development. Yay!
The Expanse is there. The Origin X1 is there. Yeah. Anyway, guys, let us know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Obviously, this video has been helpful. Please smack that like button if you're new to the channel. Welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, we'll see you in the next demonetized video. You want to say bye, friends?
I am no longer called a Picasso.
Well, you could probably do a better job. But anyway, have a great night, guys. Enjoy.